with the flow of life. That current flow of life in our present world condition is actually going in the opposite direction of progress. It is headed towards decay as anything material will, it just is, and this is something that has happened before. It is also true when we become too analytical, all we have is mountains of data that are not attached to feeling, thus higher senses cannot be activated, so there can be no power to do anything about your findings. Especially when it comes to divining the real truth, or the root of what is going on in your individual life, so it can be adjusted properly so you can have a stable foundation. For males, it is of value to know that females make at least 50% more paranormal contact than males. One main reason these beings can communicate with women better than men is because they possess a womb. This is known as a soul matrix. The fluid is highly magnetic, and as any yogi can tell you, there is actually brain tissue around the stomach region. In short, the stomach area is the keeper of chi force power. This is where it is harnessed and stored. Women have a high generative cycle of this magnetic fluid in their menstrual blood or plasma, which is also a high energy substance. This was known by the Knights Templar as sangreal, which they would drink in their rituals of the holy blood, the Holy Grail / Magdalena. Unfortunately, this also results in more women being used to harness the 151 PAGE dark powers without questioning whether or not it's correct. They just go with the flow. As the New Age woman develops more analysis, she will again deal a heavy blow to the wicked one, who is no match for the fury of woman but is ever seeking to use her prowess. Reason 116. This type of propaganda is being directed at the young women so they can imagine witchcraft is a coven of women sticking together. In all actuality, it is to place one under the service and spells of the horny gods. This reflects in how women's bodies are desecrated and disrespected by these cults. These are also called corn gods, which is a term coined in Egypt, where their entire economy depended on corn at times. As you watch the Orn continue, it is obviously wicked, like we talked about with the, or you have words like torn, porn, mourn, warn, etc. all implicating the culprit once more. Men are no better. Without the feminine side, they personally need to see the physical result of their spiritual practice, if it be any, in order to believe. Due to many practicing for personal gain, they only engage in the arts that produce fast and vivid results. This form of magic is the most dangerous, as it is not a graceful energy but a magic based on receiving, not giving. Thus various pacts are formed by men with lesser spirits whose presence can be felt easier because they are dense, slow-moving vibrations, chaos magic. This is called the gambling of the soul, which is why gambling is forbidden by wise men. Even the numbers on the roulette table added up equal 666. What gambling does is it allows the person to jump to a higher phase in this material world without proper preparation. If a person has many bad habits and they happen to strike it rich, the latter condition is far worse than the former. They now have money to feed their every corrupt desire. 152 PAGE. Reason 117. This is Baphomet, the horned god of Mendes. When inverting the pentagram, this being and legions of others are evoked. As you see with the propaganda above, witches and warlocks use both sides of the pentagram, and both sides bring about various energies we will call negative feminine and negative masculine. These are extremely unbalanced, distorted energies. The flute in the hand of Sothis is the same flute Pan, another horn goat god, is often seen with. The balance comes in play when you are open to the emotional, sensual side of the world, thus giving you extra perception, while your analytical mind is able to place it in its proper category due to previous experience and research. These two become the perfect self-sustained match, being capable of handling energies the proper way, expelling darkness and elaborating on the true light. It is also of value to realize that to become a teacher you will need both of these in order to deal with the two states of mind if you expect to mend them. I will also remark that masculine and feminine 153 PAGE personalities are not limited to any particular sex. You will find many individuals with a mix and match of these traits, and it will be your task, if you choose it, to replace what is missing like a surgeon. With that being said, do make a mental note that SIR, which is a title given to a member of the High Court, and SOR normally used as the root of words like surgeon, along with SIR as in serpent, SAR as in Sargon, and SOR as in sorcerer, all are head serpent terms, meaning that this is the common acronym they refer to themselves by on this dimension. Also keep in mind most surgeons have no idea of the root of the word, nor do they care. The caduceus is the only hint at times they get that the whole medical institution is none other than a lab belonging to the hybrid serpent set up for the various manipulations of the human body, such as vaccines. This also gives us a better resolve about choosing the proper companion. There is seldom a bigger hindrance when you are on the first levels of the path than the insignificant other. Many times two people have paired up for a prolonged period and are now only together because of the amount of time they have been with each other. I overheard a person once say, "Well, we have been together for 6 years and I owe it to try and make it work." When leaving this earth there will be just you, unless your mate is on the same frequency. Of course, in this life we desire to find compatible partners. However, if we are personally just beginning to learn the truth of things, how can we expect our old selves to have chose anything good and balanced for us? I was able to sum the whole relationship paradigm with this mode of thought. If he or she is concerned about their soul and its growth, then there is a chance the relationship will work. If they are not concerned, then the other conscious party will most assuredly be dragged down. This will come about oftentimes not in the intent of the idle individual, but rather the things they engage in. For example, if you are cleansing your mind and body seeking more clarity and a mate comes home after being in a bar for hours, they are actually carrying a great deal of negative energy. When you share a bed with them, you are even more vulnerable than they are, since there's a vessel no longer matter to the spirits, it is your fresh energy the spirits want, they already have the other individual. Even deeper than this, as long as you are yoked to them, you are not only carrying them, but also the load that each of you acquire through life along with yourself. So in short, if a person does not care about their soul, which is of the highest value, how can they care about you? Although there may appear to be something there, it is not complete, thus it will falter at a certain point, most assured when you need it most. The weak link on a chain only breaks when extreme pressure is applied. This is the danger of the illusion. Many people are pretending, and this makes them very unstable in certain key areas. One of the main tactics of the deceiver is to match you, the seeker, with an unbalanced mate that may only have an exterior show of compatibility. This is why lustful pictures, flirtatious men and women, risque scenes, and various types of propaganda all are put in place to distract the seeker and convince them to first try to find eternal happiness outside of themselves, which is not possible. Of course you attract what you are, so if you are incomplete but 154 PAGE. Zarching, you attract another incomplete perso that is ALS searching, and thus the blind foe on solo the blind until they both fall into a pit. Why I this magician or magi who I see the wisdom call zards who w worship lizards collaborated a guy man inst on go ng individual favoritism. Th pact simp reads that in 6 lives he plies and woman a low time agonixtion for, and they will reign over ma and woman will make up the group W called Th elite. Thy and man ll he hos who are see closer to the top of the pyramid ge generally are of the pure bloodline that have remained the same renes ed since the first and intermingling. This is cng called holy blood or h grail. They main y holy ntain a constant link with the collect hive me h tivind. Those further down the pyramid and dwn degrees after initiation sometimes ns really the horizon ribal truth, which is the not only have to do these date bidding in this life but they wiotize g also belong to t them in the lower dimension, a maddening reality that consumes from with gts in. Many say they would never make su in agree may wyveruch emant. However, they have nie been just ever presented with such a deal. They will be asham at what the result may be. Imald med t imagine how many of W Toda youth W do anything just to become a star and whole eyes will would. It is of value to understand that the 2 elite do not need a person to join the team that have a WE ed NRI waiting list. AUW do well t also will to remember that although you would nty never do it, there is ALW some Joe Smo are always a and the co-owner who may be a little dy